great Jason Shepard has taken his talents to the practice field with BYU football to go one-on-one with BYU offensive line coach Darrell Funk. Among topics discussed, bringing to Funk, you better believe Jason said that when he got back from the interview, deciding on starters and the emotions of coaching such a big physical bunch. This is Darrell Funk, one-on-one with Jason Shepard.
All right, Coach, you always get to hear from the players how camp is going. From a coaching standpoint, specifically the offensive line, how are things going for you guys?
Well, I think they're going good, and I know fans and media probably get tired of hearing the coach speak. Yeah, it's a work in progress. It is true, but I think it's going real well. We have our up days, we have our down days. Our defense, I think, is terrific and doing a lot of good things. So we kind of battle back and forth and just trying to get better every day. But overall, we're heading the right direction for sure.
I think that's something that may get overlooked a whole lot in terms of who the offensive line and the offense in general has to go against and how much that helps or hurts how a line or a position progresses through camp. You touched on it, being able to go against this defense. How much does that help you, not just in terms of getting better, but in an evaluation process as well?
Well, it's a huge help to evaluate, because if all you're doing is going against younger kids or scout team or whatever, and you don't get a real true evaluation. When you start going against Zoe and Peely and Peyton and those kind of guys, it gives you an idea. And even though the scheme we're facing on a daily basis isn't the same as we may see, still it's good on good. Guys that know how to play defense giving us trouble, and we block it sometimes good. But yeah, it's huge to go against real good players.
From your standpoint, you've obviously been doing this a long time. How you approach the offensive line and coaching it change from year to year, or is it maybe even practice to practice? How do you handle that?
Well, that's a great question. I think about that a lot. When I was a younger O-line coach, I probably used to beat the heck out of them, and just everything had to be full and live and hitting and everything from individual all the way to the team. I don't do that anymore, so I probably got smarter that way. Probably, if anything, I've gotten simpler in what I want to do over the years, because the simpler the schemes are, the less rules you have linemen to have, the faster they play. And the defenses these days, they run fast, they're fast twitch, all that. It's moving pictures, no one just sits there and takes on blocks anymore, they move. So I got to have guys that can do that. But it's interesting, it's a great question. And I, here after 33, 34 years, whatever it is, I don't pretend to have all the answers. But the other part of it is each group you have every year is a little different. This is a veteran group. This is guys that have played a lot of football. It doesn't mean you don't coach them, but maybe you can coach certain aspects that are a little more advanced than a freshman, or a little more advanced. I've had teams where 4 of the 5 starters were redshirt freshmen. I've had that before. That's a way different thing. So these kids here in this room are great, and they make it a lot of fun to coach. And like I said, we're on the right track.
I've got to imagine, too, the modern athlete is so much different in terms of their preparation before camps even start. We see this in college. We see this in pros. Nobody's showing up to training camp to get in shape in the pros. Nobody's showing up to fall camp at that point just to get in shape for the season. How much has that changed the shape and the stuff that these guys do in the off season coming into a year? How much has that changed?
It's changed a lot for what we used to have to do. And like you say, and anyone that does come into camp these days that's not in great shape, it's a tough road to hoe, because they're practicing and working themselves into shape. Some might have early morning, cardio club with Dan or something like that. But that hasn't really been the case the last 8 or 10 years. When I was a young coach, or even 15, 20 years ago, whatever it was, used to incorporate some conditioning drills after practice. Our guys, we get our conditioning in our team stuff and in our Indy, but we used to have to run after practice. A lot of my individual drills were agility drills, which you really don't need to do anymore, because Nuu does those all summer and everything. So when you get to camp, you're not a finished product as a football player, because we still got to install the offense, learn all that. But you should be pretty dang close to at least camp shape, if not pretty close to season shape by then. So it is different.
When you look at this offensive line right now, you already touched on the fact that it is absolutely a veteran group. What excites you about what you see and its potential?
Well, whenever you have, the better players you have, the better coach you are. And any coach that pretends that's not the case is living in a dream world. So we got really good, talented players. So that's a great place to start. We got kids that have played a lot of football, so the experience really helps. And when you have the combined things, you got talent and you got experience, you know, it should be a really good group. Probably my biggest concern at this point is because we haven't settled on 5 and because I don't know the rotation yet, we haven't gotten into that flow of it. But with 2.5 weeks left, we got time to do that. But that would be the next step.
How close do you think you are to naming, or maybe not naming publicly, but at least knowing who those starting 5 are?
Close. I'm close, and what we'll probably do is go into that game with, well, obviously the 5 starters, and then probably a third guy on the right side, a third guy on the left side that gives us a chance to rotate and keep guys fresh. I'm probably thinking a 7-man rotation to start, but I'm getting close to it. It'll probably be early next week.
What's maybe the variables that's holding that up right now? Is it that you just have a lot of guys that are vying for playing time?
I think it's that. You know, these guys are graded. Everything they do in practice is graded. So you have a number grade. You have their one-on-one pass pro grade. You have, you know, you keep track of missed assignments. I'm doing everything to calculate that part of it. But at the same time, I am taking a heavy look at, okay, who had the best rhythm today as an offense? Who gave our offense the best chance to win today? Was it this group? Was it this group? So once it's all factored in, I think it'll be a feel for not only who are the best 5 players, but who plays the best together. And we're starting to really see patterns of that. We're mixing and matching a little bit, and that's you know. And partly we do it because we have to cross-train guys because they might be a backup here or a third here. But partly we're doing it to give these guys every chance they can to show who should be in the top 5. And we're getting real close to that spot right now.
How much are you able to implement scheme for week 1's opponent at this point?
We've been doing it really from the start. Sneaking into meetings. We've been, you know, looking at those defenses. Because like I said, our defense is really good, but we won't see most of that stuff. There's some stuff we'll see. But we've had to do that. So when we have our little scouted run periods or different things, we've already now some of the kids don't realize it yet. But when we start getting into full scout teams, they're going to be like, oh wait, we've seen that. Oh yeah, we've been blocking that for 2 weeks. So that's what we've been doing.
What's been your early impressions, or maybe you've had a lot longer to look at it? The opposing line that you guys will be facing in week 1. What stood out to you about South Florida from what you've seen?
Well, obviously they got a lot of new guys and new transfers and different things. So, you know, we're evaluating. Some of those guys didn't have much tape from their schools. They transferred. Some did. Some of the guys that played last year and in a different scheme, you know, we saw them last year. So it's, and I think our analysts and our GAs are doing a real good job of setting that up for us. We're not into that full-time as a full-time staff yet. Like I said, we're just kind of doing this and that. We're still kind of in camp mode, but as we switch, our young coaches have set us up real good, and they've got tape of these guys. Sometimes that's hard. In this transfer portal era, you got to look at, you know, Minnesota tape and try to find a kid on that tape, or you got to find a couple clips from Missouri or wherever else, Kansas State. And so it'll be a little bit of a mystery going into that first game. But the good thing about our system is the rules have been set here for 2 or 3 years. They haven't changed much. So if we get a different defense that we're expecting or something else, we've got rules that cover all that. We just adjust to it and go. But we're starting on that. The question you asked is a great one. We're starting on that already.
We hear the term the dog days. At this point where you're more than halfway in and you can kind of see the end in sight, do you have to mix things up, or is it getting a little too monotonous in terms of camp, or have the guys handled that well at this point?
They've handled it well. We've had a couple down days, and you know, kids are kids. You're going to have a day or two where either just not ready to practice, or you know, our defense just was all over them one day. That's going to happen. We got a good defense. That's going to happen. But I chuckle a little bit because my definition of the dog days of, I say 2-a-days sometimes. We don't have 2-a-days, and I was all for that. When they get it away with 2-a-days, I worked with a lot of coaches that thought, oh, kids are soft these days. I was for it because it helped cut down concussion. I was for all that. I'm good with that. But by the same token, these kids don't really understand, and I'm glad they don't. Having someone bang on your door with a baseball bat in the dorm at 6 in the morning and go all day and then cut you loose at 10 o'clock, hand you a snack, and send you to bed. They don't understand that. Our kids have a little bit more free time to do some stuff, watch tape, and most important, get rest. So I chuckle a little bit at it, but in a relative sense, they have done a really good job for what we give them.
All right, last question. How much are you enjoying this? Like we said, you've been doing this a long time, but you look like you're still having fun out there.
I love this. I really do. You know, I say this to recruits, I say this to my kids in the room, and it's true. I got into this profession for the right reason back long ago because the game was great to me. I was given a full ride scholarship. I had coaches that believed in me, and it turned into a career. And here I am 30 some odd years later, but I love what I do. I pinch myself, especially when I'm looking at these mountains. I'm a mountain guy. I'm from Colorado, but these are a lot closer than Fort
Pretty
Collins.
awesome, isn't it?
Awesome. I get caught off guard just like I am now, but what I was trying to say is I pinch myself. One, you know, I get to coach a game, you know, that I love. Two, I get to coach kids, whatever their ages are, 18 to 25, whatever it is. And three, I got to work with a staff like this that loves what they're doing. So I'm really fired up.
And you get to do media, right? You're looking forward to that, right?
Media.
Okay, that's what we like to hear.
I'm ready. Yeah, I get to do media. That's the fourth one.
Just want to make sure we got that on camera. Coach, thank you so much. Great insight, and good luck the rest of the way.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Darrell Funk has a very interesting and tough decision to make before USF. Like, you've got 8 dudes, okay? The legitimate could be like,
group.
yeah, we'll start.
Speaking of depth.
Yes,
Yeah.
the depth is there on the offensive line.
Yeah.
You got 8 guys. You got to pick 5.
Also, a note, I would like my offensive line coach to look like an offensive line coach, and Darrell Funk looks like an offensive line coach and sounds like an offensive line coach. I want that guy to be a little gruff, like in appearance and voice, just because he's been getting after it. So, yeah. Plus, he has a fun last name for broadcasters, you know?
Yeah, I was thinking about all of the previous offensive line coaches, and they all kind of fit that bill.
They all fit that bill.
Garrett, Tujay, Ryan Pugh.
It'd be hilarious if they just had, like, some skinny chump like me coaching the O-line. Like, yeah, these guys are big and tall.
Certainly, I mean, Jeff Grimes was the offensive coordinator, but he certainly spent
know?
a ton of time with the offensive line. Like, Grimes fits that mold.
Oh, yeah, like
Eric
kind
Mateos,
of a deeper voice, like a little bit of facial hair.
Yeah.
Honor coat's like, you're close. Coming